Sri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. Jai Shri Ram. Happy Ramanavami to you all. Recently, I've been listening to a lot of Sri Ramcharitmanas by our Guru Maharaj, Srila Radha Govinda Swami. And more I realize that actually the entire Leela of Sri Ram is based on a lot of nuance. It's very subtle, but so rich with love. Bhakti is in the details. What we want to achieve in our loving relationship with Sri Krishna, with Lord Ram, it's all actually very subtle. Just like right in the beginning, before Maharaj Manu and Shatarupa, they're praying for thousands of years to the Supreme Lord that please, we want someone like you as our son. And then when Lord Narayan comes in front of them, he says, well, there's no one really like me, but because of your loving service, I will manifest myself. But before Lord Narayan came, Brahmaji came and all the other demigods, everyone was trying to pacify them and be like, what is it that you want? We'll grant you anything. Ask for any boon. You've been doing so much tapasya for so long. We're so pleased with you. Ask for anything. But of course, they didn't ask for anything else. They just wanted Lord Ram. They wanted the Supreme Lord as their child. That's in the nuance. We could have anything else, but we don't want anything else. Bhakti is about that last clarification of intention. What is it that we really want in life? Is it name and fame? If Krishna were to appear before you, if Lord Ram were to come in front of you right now and ask you, what is it you want? You could name anything. And he's already in front of you. So you'd think twice before saying, it's you that I want. Many of us it will be in that last stretch where the test really happens. Is it really Krishna that we want? Is it really this loving relationship with Lord Ram? Or is it something else? Have we tricked ourselves? Has our mind played tricks, manipulated the situation where we think we want bhakti, but truly it's something else in the mind? So again and again, when I hear this Rāmāyaṇa about Lord Ram, all these beautiful pastimes of love, how when Vishwamitra comes and asks for these young boys to be taken away to his Gurukul, Dashrath Maharaj is just completely heartbroken. Ask for anything else, not my boy Ram, not Lakshman. Please, I cannot give them to you. I will die without them. Of course, he gets convinced. The sage tells him, don't worry, nothing's gonna happen to them, I promise you. They'll be back. And then Kaikeyi loves Lord Ram more than her own life, and somehow or other she gets tricked. There's a nuance. Be very careful who you associate with, what you're listening to, because you could love God more than your own self and yet get distracted by the mantra, this mind of ours and the people who we associate with. And as a woman, I find it really, there's a lot of lessons here, because we tend to have our tribe and we tend to listen to, we want to please our friends, we tend to listen to everything and be affected by a lot of opinions around us. It's amazing how such a powerful lady as Kaikeyi can be misguided. She was so powerful. She was on the battlefield with Maharaj Dashrath. She could have, she was like a Yuddha. She was powerful, intelligent, and yet she got swayed by the opinions of a maidservant. Oh, how could you have Ram be king? It should be your son Bharat. So many subtleties, nuances. It just keeps going on and on. Then when he gets banished, Dashrath says, actually, you shouldn't go. You don't have to go. You don't have to follow this command that Kaikeyi is given. You just stay. Please don't go, Ram. He's telling her, he's telling Lord Ram he has to go, but then at the same time he doesn't want him to go because he knows he's gonna die without him. He knows he's gonna have to give up his life. He won't be able to tolerate the separation from his beautiful boy, the Supreme Lord. And yet Lord Ram obeys. There's no question of not following through his father's vow to his, stepmother. That's a nuance. Lord Ram chooses to obey. He chooses to follow that. He doesn't have to. And it's not just a willy-nilly, okay, well, I'll just go to the next kingdom and I got a lot of friends around here, I'll just go and live with somebody else. No, he does the vanvas. He lives in the forests only, does not even enter a city, doesn't even sleep, eats just whatever he can find on the trees, and he truly does the tapasya because he wants his father's wishes, not his wishes, his father's word to be the truth, to uphold his father's vow. So much nuance. When he's about to leave, Sita Devi says, he tells Sita, no, you shouldn't come into the forest because it's a very scary place, and if you come, something bad's gonna happen. He knows. He knows what's about to happen. He actually, it's described that he says, if you come, everything will be destroyed. You should stay home. Of course, Sita Devi is not having any of it. She is, she's in it. She's in it for life. She's not going to leave his side for a single moment. So she insists, and he agrees. He has to let her come. And that in itself is a nuance. God is not a tyrant, even though he knows what's best for us. If we insist, he's going to give it to us. Whether it's good for us or bad, actually, Lord Ram is very easily pleased. He's so merciful. In the Bhagavatam, it's described, and Srila Prabhupada says in the purport, him and Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, they're extremely magnanimous. They cannot, break our hearts. They will grant anything we ask of them. There's this incredible shloka from the Chaitanya Charitamrita, quoted from the Yuddha-kāṇḍa of the Rāmāyaṇa, where Lord Ram says, if anyone even once sincerely asks me, my dear Lord, from this day onwards I am yours. If anyone says that even once, Lord Ram says, I promise, I vow to protect you. I vow to give you courage. Just once. You just have to surrender once. It's so sweet. It's so nuanced. And yet, this is like the biggest secret, I feel. So many people around the world have this idea that somehow the Ramayana is against women, or it's, just a story that we keep telling, that gets passed down in the villages. It was really sad. Once when I was in uni, I'd taken a semester at the Delhi University, JNU, I think, and I was taking a Vedanta class about trying to understand the different various Advaita Vedanta philosophy and Vishishta Advaita philosophy. So I'd taken a course, and really unfortunately, the teacher was a complete atheist, and he was a Buddhist. He was teaching from Thich Nhat Hanh and some other various literatures. And what was really sad is one of the first comments he made in the first class was that the reason why women in India are still oppressed or kept, backwards is because of the Ramayana, is because of these stories that get passed down in the villages that are oppressive towards women. I couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe my ears that I had signed up for a class to learn about Vedanta, and somehow I had ended up coming to listen to this poisonous person who was freely just distributing this hatred towards Lord Ram in a university in Delhi, and not a single student stood up to, counter him, to challenge him. How dare you say this? Especially because you have no clue. I did stand up. I stood up and I said, "What are you talking about? How can you, after reading, if you have read the Ramayana, there is no way you can conclude that the Ramayana is not empowering for women. It is not for women, to protect women and to love them and care for them. Every instance of the Ramayana is upholding the beauty and the power of women. Right from Kaikeyi being a warrior and commanding Dashrath. Like, look at the power she had. And I said this in class. I said, the entire story happens because of women. Because of women making choices on their own. Women being independent thinkers and being able to. Sita says, "No, I want to come into the forest." Ram says, "No, you shouldn't come." Yet she decides. She says, "I want the deer." Ram says, "Well, not the best idea. It's probably some kind of demon." "Nope, I want it." So he goes and obeys. Like, at every point, Kaikeyi is a warrior and she just commands and it happens. Like, if that's not empowering, if that's not a woman having power, I don't know what else is. And of course, the entire war is fought to protect Sita Devi, Mother Sita. So it just depends on your perspective. And that is what I wanted to share right from the get-go, that bhakti is all about the perspective. What is the perspective and the intention of our actions, of our thoughts, of our sangha, people who you hang out with? If you truly want to establish a deep, loving relationship with the Creator, with our dearmost friend, we've got to be very conscious of the choices we're making and the perspective that we adopt at every point on this spiritual journey, because very easily someone will tell you that the Ramayana is old, it's backward, it's not good for women, it's what's holding India back. Oh, I pray that today on Ramanavami, we can all find the courage to pray to Lord Ram that, my dear Lord, from this day forward I am yours. And in return, he will give us the courage to actually stand up for your dharma, do what's right, learn what's right, learn what's actually written in these epic tales, epic history, itihas of our own culture. I hope we can have that courage today on Ramnami. I pray to him that he empower all of us to be brave on our path, on our spiritual path. Happy Ramnavami. Hare Krishna.